Well, today we're going to get the bearings and races replaced on these drums. What you need to have to get the bearings out: safety glasses, a punch. I like to grind a flat on the end of the punch. There's just a little lip of that these races you have to grab, and of course a hammer. Some hubs have a relief that you can use to get the punch down in there better, but this one unfortunately doesn't. So basically what we're going to do, I got it sitting on a mahogany block, and we're just going to slowly work this race out. Now I've got it supported up on a couple of blocks so it's clear under the hub, so it'll come out, the race will come out the rest of the way. Alright, one out. The inner race is a lot easier because there's more of a lip inside to get the punch onto. So, that drum, the races are out. We'll do the other drum and then clean them up, the hub up real good, make sure there's no burrs, and I'll show you how to put the races back in. Alright, so all the races are out. Using various tools, I've small files, honing stone, and using the flat edge of a larger file. I've deburred the surfaces in here. They might have got a little nicked up by the punch getting the races out. I've already Scotch-Brighted this side. I just like to make sure that we've got a real good clean surface, so take some Scotch-Brite and some brake clean and clean out these areas where the races are going to seat. Basically, you don't want anything keeping these things from seating. So everything's ready on that. The whole drum just needs one more good cleaning with brake clean before I put the races in. Alright, so drums are all ready, cleaned up, and we're ready to put the races in. And we're using Timken bearings. And just so you know, I'm still not used to this camera. Set 2 is the outer, and set 6 is the inner. Then I've also got a set of felt grease seals, and they're National 6973 is one of the numbers. So we've got the race, and we're going to use a race tool installing set. You'll notice that the race fits in real well in that, and then this handle will go in it, and I'll hit that to get the race seated. So first thing we want to do is clean up the races real well. At least the race we're putting in. And clean up this tool. I like to put a little bit of light oil on the outside of the race. And also on the on the hub before I press it in. And make sure you've got safety glasses. And that's all there is to it, really. So we got a good install on the race, and so I'll just go ahead and do the rest of these, and then we'll get to packing the wheel bearings. Okay, everything on the drums is ready. The races are installed, and now it's time to pack the wheel bearings. So to do that, for years I packed them by hand, and it's not hard, but you need to know how to do that. I'm sure there's some videos online for that. But now I have this cone packer, and makes it a lot easier. If you notice, it has a grease fitting on the end, and you use a grease gun, and you notice here I have it marked that it's for wheel bearing grease only, and that's the only thing I use this for. So I like to use gloves when I'm doing this. I like these 9mm nitro gloves from Harbor Freight. They're not expensive. I think they're $12 a box, and you get a 20% off coupon, and you get a free something. I usually go when there's free tarps, because you always need a cheap tarp. And but I like these, so let's go ahead and get these gloves on. All right, we're going to pack the inners first. So basically, you unscrew this thing, and you'll notice it already has grease in it. Well, when I'm done with it, I put it in a plastic bag and seal it up. So I don't clean it up every time. So you put the wheel bearing down in there. Tighten it up. And so after a run to the parts store, putting a new cartridge in here, we can get back to this. That's always how it is. I get ready to do something, and I got to go to the parts store. But basically, you're going to pump this thing, and I'll show you when it starts filling up that bearing. You can see it's coming out from between the rollers and the cage. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but hopefully you can see that. So basically, we're going to pump it. We'll give it a little more. Alright, that does look pretty good. And I'll usually give it a little packing by hand just to make sure, but this will get it good and full, and then it just takes a little hand packing. And it's ready to go in one of the drums. Okay, so all the wheel bearings are packed. I've got the wheel bearings for the inner. They're installed, so now it's time to install the seal. And what I like to do is take and put some lighter oil on the felt. And this is just some 20 weight oil. Because you don't want the seal to burn up. So you want a little lubricant on it. and it's going to soak in. So we get that on there. Wipe off the excess. And then I like to put a little bit of grease on it too, so because that's what it's going to be running against, guarding against, so put a little grease on it. So to install this, we got the same tool that we use for installing the races except turned around. So fits in there like that, and tap it in. You got to be a little careful about this. Make sure you get it started good. Alright. Yep, still got a little movement on the bearing. So that's it. Seal installed. So let's go assemble the brakes.